Hey there, quirky people! What If is done for this season, but today we're going to look back at a few problems that we found. It is a series venturing into alternate universes, telling us different tales of what happened in other universes after Sylvie killed He Who Remains. A lot of things happened in the show for plot conveniences, but I was personally impressed with many things What If pulled off. I mean, it did what I've always imagined for the main MCU. The Wasp brought the Thanos Siri to life as she enlarged herself and exploded Sharon Carter from within. Ant-Man used to turn into Giant Man in the MCU, and we thought, why can't the Wasp do that? And guess what? She totally did! We've always imagined a Thor vs. Captain Marvel battle, and this series gave us exactly that. The MCU used the Time Stone to create time loops and allowed Doctor Strange to look at millions of future alternatives. But here, the Time Stone did the simplest thing that it should have been capable of in the main MCU as well. Strange Supreme used the Time Stone to travel back in time itself. But apart from these cool moments, there were some events that also did not make any sense. Sadly, even these alternate universe what if stories were not free of plot holes. And before we look at them, would you be a darling and subscribe to our channel? It would be a big help. And do press the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future videos. Now on to the plot holes of What If. The first one happened in episode 1 itself. It's about the Space Stone and time travel. After watching the end of this episode, weren't you left asking this one question? How did Captain Carter end up almost 70 years in the future with the Tesseract portal?
Sir, that's Captain Carter.
We always thought that the Tesseract could only transport people to anywhere in the universe, but not anywhere in time. The MCU never established the fact that the Space Stone could be used to travel through time. Only the Time Stone should have that power. As Endgame showed us, the quantum realm has to be used for time travel. I'm pretty sure that even the TVA's TemPads use quantum travels. But What If has shown that even the Tesseract is capable of such a feat. It seems like a plot hole, but I'll try to make sense out of it. Since the quantum realm is a dimension in the MCU's multiverse, the Space Stone should be able to open a portal into the life-giving realm. From there on, Captain Carter was pulled into a time vortex just like Scott Lang was during Endgame. That's how she ended up in the future in front of Nick Fury and Hawkeye. But traveling through the quantum realm without a specialized suit should have harmed Captain Carter. So I guess it is a plot hole that needs a bit of explanation from Marvel. Okay, moving on to the next one. It's about the Collector's Collection. When T'Challa fought the Collector in episode 2, we got to see his massive collection of weapons. Amongst these, he wielded an arm like that of Korg. But apparently, he also had Hela's helmet, Thor's hammer, and Captain America's shield. The fight between T'Challa and Tivan actually takes place in the year 2008. So this could mean that Ragnarok probably happened earlier in this universe. But we still don't understand how Tivan got Captain America's shield.
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
In the main MCU, Cap came out of ice in 2011. So unless Cap was found much earlier than that, the shield in the Collector's armory does become a plot hole. Next up, we've had people asking, what happened to Zombie Thanos? Zombie Thanos was a big mystery that never got solved. After Banner landed on Earth, he was rescued by the Wasp, and then he went on a mission to find a cure to the Z virus. Then, the human Avengers did manage to find a cure, and they were all flying towards Wakanda. But then we found out that while the Avengers found a cure, Thanos went to Nowhere and Vormir to get the Reality and Soul Stones. And then, he somehow got the Time Stone from Earth, which was probably unguarded. The timing of this doesn't make complete sense, but I'm still ready to believe that Thanos was able to do all this fast enough to actually beat the Avengers to Wakanda. We've got to assume this for the sake of the plot. But where did he get zombified, and why would he go to Wakanda? These are questions that should have been answered. In the finale, Strange Supreme portaled all the zombies into different universes. We never got to see what happened with zombie Thanos in Wakanda. Maybe he was also portaled in along with other Marvel zombies. And then he was destroyed when Ultron wiped out Wanda and the entire universe. But there's a whole lot of suspension of disbelief that needs to be applied in the case of zombie Thanos. So it will probably remain as a bit of a plot hole until explained properly. Maybe zombie Thanos should have been left out of the plot entirely. The impact of his presence just isn't worth it because it raises so many questions. Okay, now, moving on. How did Thanos get the Soul Stone? In What If Episode 8, Thanos got 5 Infinity Stones around 2015 itself. We laughed off upon the fact that he died instantly despite having all those gems. But there could be a few mistakes over here. First of all, how he got the Time Stone from a destroyed Earth is still a mystery. Thanos getting the Reality Stone, the Space Stone, and the Power Stone is easy to imagine for us. But along with the Time Stone, we think that there could be a plot hole with how he got the Soul Stone as well. I mean, after Ultron became Infinity Ultron, he went on to destroy several planets in the galaxy. And apparently, he also fought the Guardians who had Gamora by their side. So, how did Thanos get the Soul Stone if Gamora was still alive and with the Guardians? Are we supposed to believe that it was Nebula who was sacrificed at the hands of Thanos? This could be the only explanation, or else it certainly becomes a plot hole. The next one comes from the very final moments of the show. How did Loki get the scepter?
Fought valiantly, but now I think it's time you told me all your secrets.
After Loki helped in defeating Hank Pym, he forced his rule upon the people of Earth. He had arrived on Earth with Odin's staff, Gungnir, but when we saw the follow-up of this episode at the end of the finale, he had the scepter instead. And apparently, the scepter also had the Mind Stone in it because that's what Natasha used to defeat him. But how did this happen? Did Thanos also arrive after Loki took over Earth and Loki immediately defeated him too? I mean, this has to be the only logical explanation, or else it certainly becomes a big continuity error. Okay, these were all the plausible plot holes that we spotted in the show. But there's another question in my mind which also seems like a bit of a plot hole. Where were the Eternals?
Throughout the years, we have never interfered until now.
You may not ask this about Shang-Chi, but we've got to ask where the Eternals were in this series. We didn't get a single mention of their race. It's understandable that the Eternals only help humanity when the Deviants are involved. But Infinity Ultron was destroying entire galaxies and universes. So are we supposed to believe that the Eternals still stayed quiet when Ultron did that? I mean, weren't they also being attacked by Ultron as well? Another explanation for this could be that the Eternals didn't exist in this alternate Ultron universe at all. That's why they did not show up to fight Infinity Ultron. Or maybe, even they could not stand those nuclear strikes. But the simple answer to the question of their absence is that they weren't chosen to fight Ultron because their movie hadn't arrived yet. Maybe Season 2 will include them, since they would have made their MCU debut by then. Let's see what the future holds. Okay, that's all. This is where I'm gonna end the video. I hope that you guys also had similar questions after watching What If Season 1. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to check out some more fun videos on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!